Today, I'm sitting down with Ben Scott. I had a chance to help him get some funding, and I wanted to share his experience so you can see what's possible. Ben, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man?
So, before we get started, tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do for work?
Okay, my name is Ben Scott. I work for the state of Michigan.
Mhm.
I work in corrections, one as a correction officer, and I've also had experience as a probation officer. And also, I sell life insurance. I do that also. I'm independent, so I represent several life insurance companies, and I'm licensed in about uh, 8 or 9 states.
Yeah, life insurance is very important. So, Ben, how do we meet?
We met several years ago on vacation, actually in Jamaica. You and I, we have something in common. We both like to travel, and so
Mhm.
our travels brought us together, on vacation in Jamaica, and then that's where we met.
Yeah, I used to tell people all the time. I would tell my friends, "Hey, let's go on vacation." And they'll say, "Oh yeah, I want to go," until it's time to pay. Well, you
Yeah,
don't hear from anybody. So I
yeah,
just started going by myself. And
yeah.
going by myself, I end up meeting cool brothers like you. Before we started working together, what challenges were you facing when it comes to getting funding?
I think the main challenge for me was just basically deciding who to go, who to move forward with, because the trust isn't there. You know,
Mhm.
Anybody can go to Google and see a whole list of people who claim to do X, Y, Z, but you don't know nothing about them, and you don't even know if uh, they might, you don't know if the testimonials is real and stuff like that. And so they'll have it printed. You don't know if they typed that themselves or whatever. So I
Mhm.
think for me, I knew there were a lot of sources out there. There were a lot of options, but I think the main obstacle, from my perspective, was just a trust issue.
And had you tried to get any funding on your own?
I thought about it, but I guess I just never got past as far as getting larger amounts. Of course, I've had individual, credit cards here and there, but as far as
And what was the
getting
largest credit card that you had before we started working together? Do you
ten
remember?
thousand,
Why did you decide to reach out to me?
you were somebody who I trusted, and you've given me excellent advice in other areas, whether it's life and also business. And so the main reason why I got with you was mainly for the trust aspect. And I know that you're also successful in a lot of other projects and business ventures. And so I knew that, you would probably know what you're doing with this.
So how was the process working with me?
No, it was basically simple. I mean, you explained everything as far as it was going to go, and then you took over from there. It was
Cool,
quite
man. Cool.
simple. Yeah.
You were easy to work with because you had an excellent credit score, a little bit of debt you had to pay down, but you had
Yes,
no
that's it.
negative. So this is the question everybody wants to know, man. How much money did you get?
I got a little over 100,000, 108, 110. It was somewhere in there. Like I told you, I sell life insurance, and so
Right.
it benefited me in the sense of I was able to, instead of using my own money, I was able to use credit for marketing as far as getting leads to talk to and things like that. So I would say that was the main way that the funding benefited me, because I could buy my leads, my insurance leads, through that money. All businesses need some type of advertising budget or marketing budget, so I was able to use that money.
Robert Kiyosaki said two of the most important skills to learn are sales and marketing.
I liked it because I didn't really have to mess with my personal finances, my personal savings. You know, I
Right.
can I can still put away money in my savings, and then anything that was business related, as far as my insurance, as far as buying leads and stuff like that, I could just use my the funds, that you helped me get to buy my insurance leads, so I can kind of keep it separate.
That's real good, man.
It's basically a win-win for them and their borrowers. It's a win-win.
You win, and it also builds your credibility because when you borrow the money and then you pay it back, now you can go get even more money to do even bigger and better things.
Right, that's
Right.
right. It ain't always a bad thing if you know what you do, if you know what you're doing,
Exactly.
and if you're disciplined and responsible. Uh, debt ain't always a negative thing if you know what you're doing.
I would argue that debt is an excellent thing. Who is the richest person in the world right now?
Elon Musk, I think, passed up Bezos recently.
Yeah.
He's the richest right now.
How much debt is Elon Musk in? Let's see what chat says. It
I
says
like
that
Chat GPT. Chat GPT is I've been addicted
yes,
to Chat GPT lately. It's pretty cool, actually.
That's what I'm on. And it says that Elon Musk owns a complex mix of personal loans. It says they don't know the exact amount of debt, but it's approximately 3.5 billion. And he also created a substantial debt load of roughly 13 billion. You add up 13 plus 3, that's 16.5 billion dollars. And he's the richest person in the world. America, one of the richest countries in the world, is in debt.
Yeah,
So if you play the game right, he's playing the game right. And if you play this
yeah.
debt game right, man, you can use it to make a lot of money. Kiyosaki, I'm gonna talk about him again. When I read his book back in 1999, he
Wow.
said, it doesn't take money to make money. He said you can use other people's money, OPM. So you use
Right.
other people's money and invest it correctly, make a return, and then you can make money, pay the original person back, and keep moving forward.
And I notice even like filmmakers and a lot of times they'll have producers, I should say, they have the money to their films, but they still use other people's money anyway.
Exactly.
Like even though they
Exactly.
got the money, they still just because that's the principle that they know works, so they just does what works.
Most of the credit I got you initially was on the personal side, but now you've incorporated a business and you have any other things you want to do in the future?
Yeah, well, yeah. So on the business side, I would like to get even a higher amount, maybe in the $250,000 range, or maybe a little more, somewhere in that range. And I'm looking to do some real estate stuff too. Get some property, vacation properties. Since I like to travel, I might as well have make money traveling and have rent out properties like vacation homes for people, for tourists and stuff like that. So I'm looking to branch off and get properties in other countries and stuff like that.
How long ago did I actually help you get this money?
It don't seem like it, but it was that pandemic really throw off my internal clock. But it was prior to the pandemic, so I think it was like 2017 or 18, somewhere in there.
See, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this.
Yeah, it may
Yeah.
have been both years actually. It may have been 2017 and 18.
Because we went for 2 rounds.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. I
probably
remember
both
it.
years.
Yeah. I remember it starting in 2017 because I was still in
Yeah.
St. Louis. And then in 2018, in the beginning of the year, I moved to Puerto Rico. What would you say to someone who's hesitant or unsure about working with me?
Uh, well, I will admit, I met you personally, so the trust factor was already there because we were already friends and stuff like that. And
Right.
everybody may not have that, so I do understand that. But all I can say is, every piece of advice that you've ever given me has been, I've always had a positive result, whether it's with business or whether it was outside of business, whether it was in life or business. The result was always positive. So I know that's coming from a stranger, but I mean, that's just an honest. I know that's just an honest thing, and that's all I can really say. Kimon knows what he's doing, and I would just take a leap of faith and rock with Kimon. It's worked for me. You won't regret it.
All right, Ben. I appreciate you sharing your story. And if somebody want to reach out to you for life insurance, how could they find you?
You can go to my website, lifeinsurancenut.com, lifeinsurancenut.com,
Life insurance net.
because I'm a life insurance nut. I just tried to keep it tried to tried to keep it simple, and the domain name was available because I guess people didn't want to admit that there was a life insurance nut, so I took it,
Right.
and yeah, so just hit that website up.
And if you're watching this and you need help with personal funding, business funding, feel free to reach out. I would love to help you any way that I can, just like I did Ben. I'll put a link down in the description. You can just click that and reach out to me. All right. See y'all on the next one. Peace.